So now let's talk about my needles. I explain you why and how I use them. First of all, I'm going to show you 3 liner 0.25. All of my needles are from Cheyenne and also sponsored by them, so that's why I use all of them. I think they are the best. So first one I use normally for like first liner to make the shape of the patterns or the composition, and over this I work with all the needles. So it's only to make like thin endings and clean endings. Second one I use a round shader 5. This I use a lot because I like to fill many places in black and solid, like small corners or many places like lips or noses. So I can go around in like a thin places but solid. So you cannot do this with normal liner. That's why it's round shader. The next one is 15 round shader. The same reason but in big places. So for example, when I had to fill like the complete eye or a complete place, and also to make dark parts like super solid like background, and to do some good endings. I'm solid, of course. This is mostly for solid. So next one is 7 Magnum soft edges. I use this really few times only for to connect some colors or to connect the little corners, but super soft. It's not for solid, it's just to mix colors, and then I go over probably with a round shader. So this is only for first layer, we could say. Next one is for packing color. It's 11 Magnum soft edges as well. Yeah, I use for solid, I use for soft, I use for almost everything. So it's depending of the machine actually in this case. It's a needle I use a lot for packing color or for mixing color or for many other reasons. So it's useful for me. And the next one is the same, 15 Magnum soft edges. The same reason. I can use for solid, I can use for soft, I can use for mix. This is also a needle I use really often. The next one is 23 Magnum, same way, soft edges. This one I use only for background and only for really soft endings, nothing else. It also depends on the machine. This is background on, for example, for the part of the face, a big part of the face, but it's not for solid. So probably the part I do soft in the end looks a little bit brighter, but I want that looks like that. So yeah, this is the reason. Normally for big needles it's not so good for solid, but how I use it and the combination with the other needles, it works well. So for me it's useful, but I don't use it too much either. So next needles are only for bright colors. I use the same, like 5 liner, round shader, sorry. The same. I use for bright parts, like for example bright pink or bright blue or everything in bright. So the reason is that all of this is for every color, so I wash them and I change it all the time, and I need a special needle to make it brighter, to not contaminate with all the colors to over bright colors. So yeah, I prefer to use always a new needle for this. The same with the next one, and yeah, for example here is 11 Magnum. I use the same bright colors, only super bright colors like bright pink or bright blue or bright or white, for example. But it's the same. Solid, same way, it's depending of the machine. So, but it's always depending of the space I have to do, the size and everything. So it's the same with the 9 Magnum. I use the same way, and but it is just depends of how big I have to work. So yeah, these are the settings, and I'm going to show you where I'm working, which I use and why in a special way.